What's going on, YouTubers, gamers, and fellow hobbyists, and welcome to On the Bench with Pete, the series that you put on in the background as you hobby or paint along, and I join you in your endeavours. I chat and ramble about a load of rubbish usually. Sometimes it's hobby related and other things going on in my life and whatever. I've got a few things to talk about this week. It's been a hectic week. Now I appreciate that you guys get these several weeks after I record, so by the time you see this, my birthday will have long gone. It will have come and gone, and other things will have happened. I'm just going to move my bin closer, because I'll tell you what, folks, no matter how much I try and organise myself for these, I'm never fully organised enough, and that seems to be just the way of it. I'm also looking over where the heck are my brushes and things like that. That's okay. Don't know what happened to them. Had a load of them. Anyway, that's alright. I will find them again somehow. Looks like I can see a couple there. Brushes, yeah, that's definitely one I'll be using. Right, so, excuse me, sorry about that. I suggest you get your models and whatever you're working on together, and a cup of tea or coffee or something, and get yourself settled in, because we're going to have about an hour, I suppose, of hobby time. Hobby time has been scarce for me, just lately. Real life stuff going on. It's been crazy. Anyway, let's get to the bench, see what's going on. I've got a funny little dude here which I want you to have a look at. Here, see him? Now, before I continue, I've had some feedback recently about my camera angle, so I hope this one, I hope the one you're looking at now is a bit of a better angle. Before I kind of had my shoulder in the way. I'm hoping that this angle will be better. So I'll pop on my hobby glasses. I'm hoping this angle will be a bit better. I never really intended it for it to be much of a visual thing, but I do appreciate the need to have a look at said one. So this is the guy I was working on, my Skitari Rangers. He's the one I made up out of extra bits. And I've given him an extra arm because I wanted to. He's cloned himself an extra arm, and it's kind of half robotic, half organic. Obviously, clone the organic parts from himself, or whatever. Make up any story, can't you? But he's got an extra arm. I don't know, make up some house rule for that later. My friend is anxious to get going with Kill Team. You're kind of leaving it to me to get the models painted or whatever, and that's fair enough. So it's not everybody's cup of tea. Speaking of tea. Yeah, so I'm not the most organised of things today, unfortunately. But I'm probably not even going to start with this guy today. I've got these other two bits of terrain here which I want to get going for this here. Bit of scatter terrain, which I want for my 40k and so on and so forth. So let's try and find a suitable brush and Panzer Grey. That's what I've turned these two models upside down because I need to prime the other side of them. So just ever such a tiny bit of Panzer Grey. Actually, I can use a smaller brush for that, and I can start talking to you about what's been going on with me lately. And what a hectic week it's been. It's been crazy. Work's been crazy. Real life's been crazy. Job situation and job seeking. As you know, I'm looking for other jobs because I know that I cannot do the job I'm doing indefinitely. Physical limitations. And, I think anybody would understand that. It's just one of those things, can't be helped. Nature of a condition coupled with arthritis and age. I don't think anybody would mind that. Yeah, I'm certainly not trying to annoy people by it. It's just I've got to be realistic, and I cannot physically carry on with the job I'm in. Probably blew a load of primer onto my face when I did that, so that's quite funny. I went to a job fair yesterday with my wife because she's looking for another job as well. Both looking to better ourselves in my local town centre. There wasn't much of interest there, to be honest. It was mostly I was expecting to be full of employers looking for people. Didn't seem to work like that. It was more recruiting agencies of the kind that you apply to anyway when you look online. But there was one employer there which took a bit of an interest. Sort of a customer services type role, which I've done before, and I can do that. So I said, hey, I can do that. Here's my CV. And she seemed quite impressed. My wife did the same. So, you never know. You never know. And that's the way of the things. I've applied for another job this morning to a school, marketing resourcing officer or something. Oh yeah, I can do that. Looking at the duties, well, I can easily do that. Oops, moving my table. I forget my bench is on wheels, so I forget that sometimes. Right, Steel Legion drab. So it's going to go around the rim of my scattered terrain. Okay. I've done something quite exciting. I got some money for my birthday and some Games Workshop vouchers. I've gone and bought Blackstone Fortress, which I'm quite excited about. So expect to see some Blackstone Fortress goodness appearing on my bench in hopefully the near future. But bear in mind, I don't get an awful lot of time to hobby. These sessions are kind of my main time for hobbying, although I may get a little time tomorrow. I've got to take my dog to the vets, and that's another thing I could talk about. My dog, poor Rufus, he had a problem with his teeth. He had bad teeth, and I should have gone sooner, really. I should have suspected sooner. But anyway, he had problems, poor boy. So I took him to the vets. They said, yeah, he's got, a couple of bad, well, more than a couple of bad teeth, and he's got a loose one too. So it was bothering him. So I said, just take him in, do whatever you need to do, give him whatever he needs, that sort of thing. Done that. So he's had some teeth out, bless him. He actually had 10 teeth out in the end. I thought, wow. I said, has he actually got any teeth left? So they laughed and said, yeah, he's fine. Found out they've actually got 42 teeth. So, he's got quite a few teeth left. He's missing a couple anyway from his frisbee and things. But he's doing really well. He went in, he had the procedure, he came back the same day. He was pretty chipper, to be honest. I think he just seemed glad to be out of pain. He takes his meds, no problem at all. Got a bit of pain medication and some antibiotics. And I'm taking him back tomorrow for his kind of like his post-checkup thing, that they do. So that's 10 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm hoping to do that. Do anything else I need to do, maybe get gas, electric, that kind of thing, utilities sorted. Maybe go shopping, I don't know. It would save me some time on Saturday. And get home, do a bit of hobby. I don't know, see how it goes. But we'll see, yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But Blackstone Fortress, I went into the store, and I've got an unboxing. I'm trying to do my unboxing in a different manner as well now, with still photos and a voiceover, rather than you just seeing a clip of me opening the box, which everybody else does, and it's like, yeah, I've seen all this before, and I don't know, I feel I can talk a bit more in a more relaxed way, and I don't know, convey a bit more of my thoughts, doing a voiceover, which I don't know, may or may not be of use. I don't know. Hopefully it will. So yeah, this here is my stone that I've painted to look like stone. It's actually a completely different colour to how it was, but it fits more in with how I paint my other kind of stone scenery. It's more in line, keeping with that general kind of thing. Oh, I forgot I need to prime that corner of my... It's just a placemat coaster, mug coaster thing that you put your mugs on, that I can put on my table. I love this because it's all natural chipping, you see, and it's done totally naturally. I gloss varnished the rock because I just felt it would be more, I don't know, better. So yeah, I need to get a bit more primer on him. Gives me 10 minutes in already. Look at that. That's just crazy. So it's been good reading what you've been working on. I always enjoy that, you know that. I super enjoy hearing about what you're working on, and I enjoy that because I like to imagine. I know I say this every time more or less, but I like to imagine what you're working on at the time, and you know, some of you are working on some really interesting projects right now, and that's good. It's good to hear. Makes me feel like I'm doing something worthwhile at least, and that this is not just for my benefit. I just get a bit of this primer in now. I'm probably going to base paint this coaster matte green before I put some grass on it. I'll put that to one side now. Oh, I've got some other things I picked up. I got this Reaper Bones clay golem. I'll call him a golem. But he's super cool because he can be very versatile. He could be made into a superhero or a super villain even. Excuse me. Oh, in the Batman Miniatures game, you know, if you wanted to, or some other superhero type thing, or role-playing thing. But I'm going to paint him up as a clay golem for D&D or Call of Cthulhu. I've also picked up some scorpions, like giant scorpions, which will be good for dungeon crawlers. Again, D&D, Call of Cthulhu. It's interesting how close D&D and Call of Cthulhu can come to pass. This one will be for D&D only. A female paladin, Elaine, female paladin. That's how you pronounce her name. Because I'm currently working on a tutorial at the moment, Cassandra of the Blade. I basically want to have kind of an order of female knights kind of thing that I can use in my D&D games. So these will probably be more tutorials. I've been a bit slack on the tutorial front of late, I know that, but that's just the way the way it's been. What else have I got here? Yeah, bear with me. For my birthday, I also got a demon prince from my wife, because she knows I want to do the recreation of the Fall of Cadia, and I've got one demon prince already, but I need another one. I want two in my army to sort of you know, kind of head them as it were, but not lead them. So that's going to be an interesting project. I'm probably going to do him more like that guy there with the demonic axe. So I've got them one with the sword already. I kind of got that, done the last one like that, but yeah, I'm kind of liking this dude here. So I'm thinking of doing that. My daughter, bless her, I asked for these tactical space marines. I just said, get me normal ones, not the Primaris, just the normal ones, because I feel they're going to become quite rare eventually, and I just want this for like a keepsake for some old space marines. I'm just going to keep them to one side and just hold on to them and look at them with the nostalgic feelings every so often. Saying that, you know, you never know, I may end up building and painting them because that's what I do. I like doing it. But I've got Primaris Marines for my Ultramarines army. I know I could do with more, but when you think about the lore and so on of 40k, I mean, Space Marines, they're not that common a sight really. They're kind of quite rare to see, so... And in Force, I mean, it's kind of like, I suppose you either see a lot of them or not many at all. So it's easier and cheaper for me to go along the not many at all route. I've got this guy to do as well. Yeah, the little bloodletters there on the front with their swords and the guy on the throne on the top. I think that's quite cool. I like that. Just going to work out how I'm going to paint them. Very, very interesting. I might start with the this throne bone horn chair thing or something. I don't know. But anyway, we're getting through this here now. Looking at my Skitarii Rangers, because I decided to do them up as Rangers in the end. But I may start with my, I don't know, start with the guy I made up out of bits. You can't see him too well because of the dark colour here, but he is, yeah, I might have him as my leader even, I don't know. I'm not sure what colour scheme to do, and this is why it's good to have a bit of a guide. So when I look at them, see what they got here. They got black cloak. On the Vanguard, they've got black cloak as well. I don't know if I want black cloaks or not. Not sure. See, that's the problem. I can't work out what colours to paint things. It's quite irritating, really. Excuse me, just gonna... My Death Guard up there, not my Death Guard, my Death Watch. I got 4 Death Watch. Figure's done, sorry. Sorry, I can't help you on him. So my kill team. So do I work on my kill team or my chaos stuff? I'm looking at this as a guide. Quite like the look of that. Yeah. They kind of got the machine as black and gold. The plates and things. Suppose I could do lead belcher on the wheels. That would be an option. But I simply must find my brushes. That's the one. God, so much crap lying around here. I've really got to clean up again. Let's have a look through some brushes that I may have here. A detail brush there. I got a character brush. A couple of regiment brushes here somewhere. There should be. There's a new character brush. Yeah, this is all very well, but I need regiment brushes. What do I do with them all? There's an old regiment brush. That's encouraging. It's dry brush. So there's another dry brush here. I kind of tidied up before. There's the problem. Not knowing what I've done. Dry brush. These are quite good. These are quite good for these Royal Taclone brushes. They're quite good as dry brushes too, I find. And that looks like dry brush. It looks like I may have got through my regiment brushes, but I had a brand new one somewhere. That's irritating. Very irritating. Knowing you've got a brush somewhere and you cannot find it. Means I'm going to have to sort this out. Really going to have to sort that out. I've got a 5-0. Look at that. You can't barely see the tip on that brush. So tiny. 5-0. I've got plenty of detail brushes. I've got my Psycho brush. Got my Artificer Lair brush, my Kalinsky Master brush. But that's quite disconcerting about my regiment brush. I had a new regiment brush. Well, we don't want to spend all day looking for brushes. Although I will, after I've finished here, be doing some severe searching. Yes, just wondering. Oh, I've got an idea. Bear with me, unclip my microphone. Stare at that. It's just a quick idea of what might have happened to my brush. It's only a vague. Yeah. Oh, apologies. I thought of somewhere else that might have been. Well, what I'll do is I'll try and use this brush. Looks like I've got to purchase some new brushes, which is annoying because, like I say, I have them. Do you ever do that? Do you ever lose brushes? You put them down, you just don't know what happens to them. That's just very, very irritating. Right. Okay, well, I think it'd be easier to do the blacks first. Okay. There we go. Abaddon Black. Oop. Everything's shaking around. I just don't know. I remember, I have a vague memory of the other week cleaning up in here. I do have a memory of that. I put all my brushes away. I'm just popping some Abaddon Black onto there. Get some retarder. 2, 3 drops of retarder. I'm going to water this down quite a bit. Yeah. I had a couple of regiment brushes. I don't care what anybody says. I had them. I owned them. They're mine. But yeah, that's kind of well curious. But anyway, enough of the boring stuff. So my dog is on the mend, which is great. I'm so it gladdens my heart to see him happy again and not in pain. Which I don't like to see anyone or anything in pain. And I know toothache is like really one of the worst things, can drive you crazy. So I'm glad that's all done. I'm really hoping something comes on the job front soon. Then I can elevate my channel a bit more, even though it might mean being a bit more clever with my schedule, uploading times, and when I make my videos. I might have to schedule like a day at the weekend to do it or something, because I really don't mind working full time if I'm physically able to do it, you know? It doesn't bother me at all. Alright, so big gold. Yeah, that looks a bit like a Balthazar gold they're using on there, which, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. It's no bother. These claw things are white. So my neighbour's playing some rubbishy music next door. If I didn't have a condenser microphone on, you would definitely hear it. So thank your lucky stars, you do not hear it. Yeah. You are so irritating about my brushes. I've done this before, you know, especially on a video. And thought, ooh, I can't find my brushes, and after the video I just find them, you know, usual thing. But I see they've done that. There's red. No, I think that's too much red on there, so I'm going to do it as black and gold. So that's kind of cool. I'll choose my own colour scheme, as it were. But the seat here, So it's just Abaddon Black, really. That's all we're seeing. So I'm just making my dark miniature even darker for you, so you won't be able to see it. But with a bit of luck, next time we'll have more to see. So yeah, Blackstone Fortress then. I was telling you, wasn't I, about I went into the shop because I had my vouchers and my money, and where I live in Plymouth, there's actually, you got Games Workshop, or Warhammer Store as it's called now, and literally the very next shop next to it, before you get to it, depending on what way you go up the high street, is a general hobby store. Downstairs they sell, you know, like model kits, cars and planes, all the usual stuff like that. Upstairs is a hobby store like that sells Games Workshop stuff. It's weird. And they had Blackstone Fortress up there, and it was £5 cheaper in there. But I ended up getting it in the Warhammer store because I had £15 vouchers for Games Workshop, which meant ultimately, even though the game was cheaper, I didn't have, because I had £75 altogether, including the vouchers and money. It meant I only had to put towards it another £20, which was kind of cool. It was 95 in Games Workshop and 90 in the shop next door. Bizarre. Anyway, I'd done that. I went in and I was talking to him about it, and I was telling him quite truthfully, a friend and I love Space Hulk and we've played it to death, and while we still enjoy it, we're kind of looking, well, more, I suppose more myself really than my friend, but I'm looking for something similar but different, and that's exactly what Blackstone Fortress is. He said, plus there's an added bonus with Blackstone Fortress in that it's a co-op game, which means that the players are working against the system of the game itself, which is good. I love co-op games, absolutely love them. And also means that, you know, if needs be, you can play solo, a bit like Mansions of Madness and Zombicide and so on. So for me, I was like, yep, sold. You've sold it on me. So yeah, I bought it. I've only just, so that was on my birthday as well, or the day after. I think. So that was Monday. It's now Thursday and I've only just opened it. It's been killing me. I've opened it and it looks, you know, it looks great. You know, initial impressions, looks fantastic. I don't know how it will play. The rulebook doesn't look that thick, so hopefully not too convoluted. So I'm looking forward big time to that one. Yeah, I really am. Be nice to build and paint again. I haven't built, apart from these Skitarii Rangers, I haven't built anything for ages, it seems to me, and I just missed building, missing it. Oh my word. Be interesting to see how it plays out. Because another thing which sold me on the game was the fact that they've done the expansion for it already. The dreaded Amble or whatever it's called. I thought, oh yeah, okay, so that's a good sign. You know, it might not be as become as mainstream popular in the hobby, mainstream in the hobby, as Kill Team, but it's certainly going to be around for a little while. I feel. I love the fact that it's got, you know, it's got a navigator in there as one of the characters, and rattlings, so unusual characters as well that you don't normally get. So that's cool. That's another thing which sort of sells me on it. Get to see another side of the kind of universe in this war-torn world. And that's the premise of the game. It's kind of like this mega futuristic space station, the Blackstone Fortress, which contains, you know, secret technologies and that from the future or whatever, that everybody's going there and trying to loot for the war efforts, you know. And that's the kind of premise behind it, really. And that sounds good to me in itself. Right, is that gonna be enough? I don't know. Skulls on the wheels there. I mean, wow, it just... And yesterday my wife went down to renew her, sort out about renewing her car, because 3 years is up already on her old car. Sorting that out, picking that up hopefully next couple of weeks. It's all happening. She's sorting out interviews with places as well. It's you know, it's all, life is happening. It really is. Quite fast paced too. Unfortunately, a friend of ours is in hospital with heart problems, which we're quite worried about. You know, there's always something there as well, which kind of, that kind of thing takes up your time as well, with you know, just either seeing them, visiting them in hospital, or just generally trying to cheer them up, you know, even if you're not there. It's all time consuming. Oh, and that's not a bad thing, it just is what it is, you know. Anymore? I don't think so. Wow, so couple of black areas here. I want to be black. It's difficult because it's dark area. It's difficult to see. At least you don't need to be too neat at this stage of the game. Mega handy, mega handy. I think, oh, that can be black at least. Yeah. of underneath the seat black too. Can't really see it, but I think it ties it in rather nicely. I notice he's wearing a little bit of armor too. Might make that black on the insides. It's going to be black and gold, so that's good. I think black is one of those colours I'm not super keen on painting. Particularly on a Death Watch Space Marine. Feels like I'm priming it over primer, although I know it isn't, but just how it feels. Right, I think that's okay. Hope that's okay. Alright. Yeah. So I think we're good there. Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay there. I think maybe the handles of the swords can be black. Well, whilst I've got the black out, just thinking I might as well do that. So, right, my plan with this Fall of Cadia business, I want to do a recreation of the Fall of Cadia. Some of you know this already. Initially, my priority really is having it as a display of the Fall of Cadia, but with in a model sense that can be moved around, not a static diorama. That's my plan. Later on, I want to do try and do some recreations of game-wise of the Fall of Cadia with my friend, and try and recreate that. It's going to be difficult because of balance issues. Cadians are obviously going to be hugely overwhelmed, and it's not. I want the game. I want it to be kind of like playing Zulus almost. Have that feel in terms of it's not really about you winning because you lose, or even about a what if situation. I want it to be a case of let's just see how long you can survive for. How many turns can you survive for? Because you are going to lose. It's just a matter of when, and I find that better. That works for me. You know, if I could make it to turn 3, that would be awesome. You know, that kind of thing. Turn 4, then wow, you know, incredible. But you wouldn't win it. But I need to get some more bloodletters for my army to pull it off. Hang on a minute. Ugh. I think I missed a bit there. I'm going to see lots of places probably where I've missed a bit. Yeah. That's okay. Right, yep. Look at the time. Wow, 3/4 of an hour. I feel like I only just started. I've been doing black all this time. Wow. Going to move on to some lead belcher for the wheels, which I still might. I've got a spare jar of water for that. Do you know I can even remember cleaning my brushes out as I was packing away? did I do with them? It's crazy. I had a brand new regiment brush. I swear, I'm not going mad. I did. I will find them right after doing this, probably. But I can't believe it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this regiment brush, but it's not the newest. Right, so... Ooh, oh, don't like that sound. Wanting lead belcher for the wheels at least. Pistons, that kind of thing. Maybe I should let it dry a bit first, because some of them are right next to the black areas and that'll make it go all weird. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Oh, excuse me. You'll have to excuse me. So yeah, alright, we'll do that. I know what colour to do my Skitarii Rangers. I quite like the idea of having black cloaks. Sorry, red cloaks. Black trousers. I think they got it the other way round. See, this is how my attention works. Yeah. See, actually they've got black trousers. Red knee pads, a few bits of red on them. The Vanguard is pretty much the same. Yeah, so a Baden black, Eshin grey, and Administratum grey for the cloaks and hoods. Oh dear. Alright, seeing as I've got a Baden black out, let's see if I can continue that trend then. I'll use a character brush, a little bit more water in with that. Right, so a Baden black. He will be having Eshin grey highlights and Administratum grey. Well, I'm going to paint him like that because he's my spare one, and I don't know, see how he looks. The weather here is absolutely gorgeous, and that's another thing I did. I cut the grass first time this year. It's had its first cut, really good. I'm hoping now that that'll be the start of the summer, really. I know we haven't the spring yet, but it always makes me feel summery, hearing and smelling cut grass. Yeah. I've been applying for jobs in the post office, but I don't seem to get anywhere. And I have a feeling about this is because I've worked for them before, and they gave me medical severance. It's probably not in their policy to take me on again, but I wish they'd say that. Save me wasting my time by applying. I mean, if that's their policy, then fair enough, you know, fair one. Can't be helped. A lot of companies have that sort of policy in their thing. A mandate, as it were. So, does he have? Yes, he has black sort of sleeves as well, you know. So that's alright, we'll do that. No matter where my camera angle is, I always go off camera anyway, so whatever. His extra arm, which is on his back, which he can have, because I want him to, basically. I want him to. Might give him a mechanical hand. I don't know yet. Who knows? Not I. I'm excited for Kill Team though. I've got an expansion for it there already. And I'm excited for Blackstone Fortress, and I want to get the expansion for that. And I've only just opened the main box for that. So I might get that when I can. Loads of things I'm wanting to get. And of course just build up my any chaos stuff I have for my Fall of Cadia recreation. I don't know if I want to go the route of exactly as it happened in the book, or kind of put my own spin on it. I'll probably end up putting my own spin on it because that's what I do. But yeah, I got that Mechanica standard grey trousers. Yeah, so these guns. I'm training karate later with my wife and I. She's going to set up the room for us to do that in. I enjoy doing that. And if she's setting up the room, then that's cool. Probably be doing that shortly after this, but not before I try and find my brushes. I swear I've got to find my brushes. It's driving me nuts. It's my day off anyway. Thursday, one of my days off, Wednesdays and Thursdays. And I've put in for tomorrow off, so I'll be able to have tomorrow off too. Which is why I'm able to go to the vets and things like that. Tell you, it's all happening. It's all happening. I'm reading No Fear, is it? The Horse Heresy novel. I put it down for a while, picked it up again and started reading it again last night, and I'm really quite into it. Lately, I wasn't sure about the way it was written to start with, but it's kind of growing on me. It's got a strange way of tensing his syntax in that novel, but I do quite like where it's going. Right, so that's him. Wow. I'm actually tired. It's making me tired, but it is my therapy, as I've said many times. I think it's therapy for a lot of us doing this. You know, a lot of us do these sessions and listen to paint along videos. It is a therapy for me. It is. Helps me forget about some of the grind of everyday life. Yeah. It happens. Oh, goodness me. Now, the other reason it's kind of important to me to find these brushes I have in my head is because it wasn't just one or two, it was quite a few. Quite a few brushes. So what I might do in order to combat that is to go through my entire brush collection over there. Anyway, this guy here, he's looking all right with the black. I just wanted to see how that pans out, you know, and yeah, so corn red, and then Caribou Crimson, Evil Sun Scarlet, Fire Dragon Bright for the red areas. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Yeah, they're using corn red on the other ones as well. It looks like for the scenery I might have to spray the scenery with a white. More airbrushing time. Wow, that's gonna be a huge venture. Or shall I just kind of stone brush them? I don't know. I haven't decided on that yet. I'm looking behind me because they are literally behind me. The scenery. I mean, it looks good how they've done it in the lighter colours there, but you know, if it's in keeping with my other 40k scenery, then that'll give me a nice lot of scenery to work with, not just for Kill Team, but for 40k as well. It'll fit in better. I think that's the route I'm going to go with that. So as far as a black cloak for this dude looks, I think he looks alright. The black looks alright on this. Oh, I forget what it's called even. Blood Throne of Corn. There you go. That's what this is. Blood Throne of Corn. Looks quite good there. I'm gonna have to get myself some more. I got Bloodletters, but I think I need another box or two if I'm gonna be serious about this Fall of Cadia thing, because I've got quite a few Imperial Guard. Sorry, Astra Militarum. Got quite a few of them. So it's going to need a load to sort of put them at a disadvantage. Yeah, yes, I think I will be doing Balthazar Gold on the gold areas on this next. Anyway, I'm going to take my glasses off. I'm going to end it here, so we'll come back to this camera as the main camera. So, well, what a strange episode that was for me. Just flown by. It felt like I just started doing this with the black, and before I knew it, game over, you know. Craziness. So yeah, I didn't even get around to colouring my barrel that I primed, which was going to go on my scenery, although this scatter scenery here that I did, you know, I've painted the rim of it now. I'm still looking around for brushes, hoping they'll magically appear. No luck. So yeah, but thanks for joining me. Let me know what you're working on. As always, remember, all brushes lead to war, and I will see you on the next video. I hope this camera angle has been a bit better. I did take, you know, the point of the comments that were made. I think, yeah, the old camera angle didn't work as well, and for some reason I just didn't seem to notice it, as I think the tripod went slightly further back each time, and then before I knew it, it was in totally the wrong place. So hopefully now that's addressed this issue, I hope we're going to be good. So till next time, folks, bye bye.